Marcus Valerius moved through the shadows of the alien space station like a ghost. His body had been modified to look like one of the Corvathi, tall gray creatures with 4 arms and glowing yellow eyes. The disguise was perfect. 3 years of living among them had taught him their language, their customs, and their weaknesses. He was a Praetorian agent, one of the best spies the Terran Empire had ever produced. The station orbited a dead moon in the Epsilon sector, far from any human patrol routes. The Corvathi believed they were safe here. They believed no human could ever reach this place. They were wrong. Marcus had arrived 6 months ago, pretending to be a merchant from one of the outer colonies. He had built relationships, earned trust, and slowly worked his way into the inner circles of Corvathi command. Tonight, all of that work would pay off. He stopped at a sealed door and pressed his palm against the scanner. The door slid open with a soft hiss. Inside, the room was dark except for the glow of multiple holographic displays. This was the war room of Admiral Zorth, the supreme commander of the Corvathi fleet. Marcus moved quickly to the central console. His fingers danced across the controls, downloading everything onto a small device hidden in his wrist. Battle plans, fleet positions, supply routes, communication codes. Everything the Terran Empire needed to win the coming war was now in his possession. The Corvathi had been planning this attack for decades. They called it Operation Silent Thunder. 12,000 warships would strike at Earth and the core worlds simultaneously. They believed humanity would fall in a single day. They believed their victory was certain. But they did not know about Marcus Valerius. A sound behind him made Marcus freeze. He turned slowly to find Admiral Zorth himself standing in the doorway. The alien's 4 arms were crossed, and his yellow eyes burned with cold fury. "I knew there was something wrong about you," Zorth said in his deep, rumbling voice. "A human spy." "How predictable." Marcus said nothing. His hand moved slowly toward the weapon hidden in his belt. "Do not bother," Zorth continued. "This room is shielded. Your weapons will not work here. And even if they did, my guards are already on their way." The sound of running feet echoed in the corridor outside. Marcus calculated his options. There were none. He was trapped. Zorth stepped closer, his face splitting into what passed for a smile among his species. "You think you have accomplished something tonight? You think stealing our plans will save your pathetic species? Let me tell you a secret, human. Those plans you just downloaded? They are already outdated. Operation Silent Thunder launched 3 hours ago." Marcus felt his blood run cold. 3 hours. The attack had already begun. "Right now," Zorth continued, "our fleets are burning your colonies. Your precious Earth will be ashes before sunrise. And there is nothing you or anyone else can do to stop it." Guards burst into the room, their weapons trained on Marcus. He raised his hands slowly, his mind racing. He needed to get this information back to the Empire. Even if the attack had begun, even if Earth was under assault, the data he carried could still save millions of lives. It could show weaknesses in the Corvathi fleet. It could reveal their supply lines. It could turn the tide of the war. But first, he needed to escape. The guards grabbed his arms and forced him to his knees. Zorth walked a slow circle around him, enjoying his victory. "We have studied humans for centuries," the Admiral said. "We know your weaknesses. You are soft, emotional creatures who believe in foolish things like honor and mercy. These weaknesses will be your destruction." Marcus looked up at the alien commander. "You have studied us," he said quietly, "but you do not understand us." Zorth laughed, a harsh sound that echoed off the metal walls. "What is there to understand? You are prey. We are hunters. It is the natural order of the universe." "Then you have already lost," Marcus replied. Before Zorth could respond, every light on the station went dark. Emergency alarms blared. The guards looked around in confusion, their grips loosening for just a moment. That moment was all Marcus needed. He moved with the speed of a striking snake. His elbow slammed into the throat of the guard on his left. His foot swept the legs from the guard on his right. In the darkness and chaos, he was a blur of motion, trained by the deadliest warriors the Terran Empire had ever produced. 3 guards fell before any of them could fire a shot. A 4th managed to raise his weapon, but Marcus was already behind him, using the guard's own body as a shield as the 5th guard opened fire. The energy bolt struck the shield guard in the chest, and Marcus threw the body at the shooter, knocking them both to the ground. Zorath tried to run, but Marcus caught him by 2 of his arms and twisted. The Admiral screamed in pain. "What is happening?" Zorath demanded. "What have you done?" Marcus smiled in the darkness. "I told you that you do not understand humans. We are not prey, Admiral. We are the most dangerous predators in the galaxy, and we never, ever come alone." Outside the viewport, the darkness of space was suddenly filled with light. Hundreds of Terran warships emerged from hyperspace, their weapons already firing. The station shook as explosions tore through its outer hull. "Impossible," Zorath whispered. "Our sensors showed nothing. Our early warning systems detected no approach." "Your sensors were blinded the moment I stepped onto this station," Marcus said. "I have been broadcasting a jamming signal for 6 months. Your entire defense network has been compromised. Every code, every frequency, every backup system. It all belongs to us now." The station shook again, more violently this time. Through the viewport, Marcus could see Corvati ships trying to scramble, but they were caught completely off guard. Terran destroyers cut through them like wolves through sheep. "But our fleet," Zorath protested weakly. "Our fleet is attacking Earth. Even if you destroy this station, even if you kill me, humanity will still burn." Marcus released the Admiral and stepped back. He tapped a device on his wrist, and a holographic display flickered to life in the air before them. It showed a star map of the galaxy, with thousands of moving dots representing ships. "Watch carefully," Marcus said. On the display, the massive Corvati fleet approached human space. 12,000 warships, just as the plans had described. But as they crossed into Terran territory, something changed. The human defense platforms that should have been destroyed were very much active. The civilian populations that should have been helpless were already evacuated. And waiting for the Corvati fleet was not a scattered, unprepared defense force, but the full might of the Terran Imperial Navy, 30,000 warships. "How?" Zorath gasped. "We had intelligence. We had agents in your government. They confirmed your fleet strength. They confirmed your defensive positions were weak. Your agents told you what we wanted you to hear," Marcus replied. "We have known about Operation Silent Thunder for 5 years. We have been preparing for this moment longer than you can imagine. Every piece of information your spies sent back was carefully crafted by our intelligence services. We let you believe you were winning. We let you celebrate your coming victory. And all the while, we were building our strength, positioning our forces, and waiting for you to commit everything to a single attack." On the holographic display, the battle was already turning into a slaughter. The Corvati fleet, caught between the defensive platforms and the waiting Terran armada, had nowhere to run. Ships exploded by the hundreds. Escape pods were captured or destroyed. The greatest military force the Corvati had ever assembled was being wiped from existence. Zorath fell to his knees. His yellow eyes had lost their glow. "This cannot be happening. We were so careful. We planned for every possibility." "Every possibility except one," Marcus said. "You never considered that humans might be smarter than you. You never imagined that we could play a longer game, sacrifice more, endure more, and plan more carefully than any species in the galaxy. You looked at our short lifespans and thought us impatient. You looked at our emotions and thought us weak. You were wrong on both counts." A Terran assault shuttle docked with the station. Moments later, the door to the war room was blown open, and Terran Marines in heavy armor stormed in. They secured the remaining Corvati guards and surrounded the Admiral. A tall woman in the uniform of a Terran admiral stepped through the door. She looked at Marcus and nodded with respect. Agent Valeris, excellent work. The Emperor himself sends his regards. Marcus bowed slightly. I serve the Empire, Admiral Chun. What are our losses? Minimal, she replied. The enemy fleet is being destroyed as we speak. Their homeworld will be surrounded within the hour. The war is effectively over. Zorath looked up at them with something like despair in his alien eyes. Over? Just like that? Decades of planning, billions of resources, generations of preparation, and it ends in a single night. Admiral Chun looked down at him without sympathy. You started this war, Admiral. You threatened our world, our families, our children. Did you expect us to simply accept destruction? Did you think humans would go quietly into the darkness? We are the children of Earth, Marcus added, his voice hard. We are the descendants of warriors and survivors. We have conquered deserts, oceans, and mountains. We have survived ice ages, plagues, and wars against ourselves. There is nothing in this galaxy that we have not already faced and defeated. Your species is old, Admiral, ancient, even, but you have grown soft in your age. You have forgotten what it means to fight for survival. We have not. The Marines pulled Zorath to his feet and led him away. He would be tried for his crimes against humanity and punished according to Terran law. The Kolvathi Empire would be dismantled, its leaders held accountable, its military dissolved. Admiral Chun watched him go, then turned to Marcus. There will be resistance, remnant fleets, guerrilla fighters. The Kolvathi still have allies in other sectors. Then we will hunt them down, Marcus said simply, one by one. For as long as it takes? Chun smiled slightly. You sound tired, Agent. Perhaps a rest is in order. A decade undercover takes its toll. Marcus shook his head. There is no rest while the Empire faces threats. I will take a new assignment as soon as one is available. I expected you would say that. She handed him a data tablet. The Vorthern Collective has been making noise along the outer rim. We need someone to infiltrate their leadership. Marcus took the tablet and scanned the information. Another alien species. Another threat to humanity. Another mission. He smiled. This was what he was born to do. This was the duty of every Terran citizen, to stand between humanity and the darkness that wished to consume it. The Kolvathi had learned that lesson tonight. The Vorthern would learn it soon enough. For humanity did not simply survive. Humanity conquered. Humanity adapted. Humanity won. It had been true since their ancestors first walked across the African savanna, and it would remain true until the last star in the universe burned out. The Kolvathi had celebrated too soon. Their enemies always did. And when the celebrations ended and reality set in, they always found the same truth waiting for them. Humanity was coming, and humanity was unstoppable.